Hey everybody, welcome back. Today is the first day of June 2025. A car is pulling in, so I was kind of tongue-tied there. As you can see directly behind me, we are at the Palm Springs sign. We're back in California. Supposed to have some thunderstorms today. Gonna knock off a few more celebrity homes. I don't know which ones. I'm gonna look on my phone. I got quite a few. 5 or so celebrity homes of the past. Over here in either the Rancho Las Palmas, the old Hollywood, or maybe, I'm not sure. We'll go around. That car just waved to me. But let's go see some celebrity homes of the past, Palm Springs style. Highway 111. Traffic wasn't so bad coming in. If you ever come this way, usually you'll see somebody doing one of the fun pics of jumping off the rock. The people of the city of Palm Springs, incorporated 1938. Okay, so our first house, we're in the old Las Palmas area. The first house that I want to show you to belongs to no other than Lily Tomlin. Lily Tomlin, currently 85 years old, I believe. She started as a stand-up comedian, been in tons of movies. I got to say, one of my favorite movies that she was in was 9 to 5 with Dabney Coleman and Dolly Parton. Love that movie. So without further ado, let me flip this camera around. And here we are.
For years, I have had a family problem I could not solve. Dirt, grease, and stains in my family wash. With Gurr, your problems will be over.
Right outside, that's kind of cool. I don't know if she still lives here. Oh no, it's the former home of comedian extraordinaire Lily Tomlin, the Lily Pad. Kind of give a little overview without being too intrusive. It looks like it's been redone quite a bit. Most of these homes around here are gated, but for our first house, comedian extraordinaire Lily Tomlin. Glad to see she's still around. Cool little name too, the Lily Pad. And they still have, most likely, the original
and here,
box.
These lipstick stains on my husband's collar. Well, anyway.
So Lily Tomlin was right here, and like I was saying in my past videos, a lot of these are a stone's throw. And I believe I'm on 701. I think this is Potencio. Now, this is the Crane House. Developer Prescott Stevens and contractor Alva Hicks developed the Morito Vista tract in the early 1920s. Charles Richard Crane, 1858 to 1939, was born in Chicago and worked for the family firm of Crane Company, one of the largest manufacturers of plumbing fixtures in the world. He became the president. The sale allowed him to pursue interests that was closer to a heart, passion for travel, especially to remote and exotic places. I do not know who this is. This house has been altered and added in myriad of ways, even changing the house from Spanish colonial to a French-inspired look. An extensive remodel restoration was done to the house, to the historic roots, and a classic Palm Springs Spanish colonial. So that's what it looks like from the outside. I don't think a lot of people probably know who this gentleman is, but the architecture outside looks really cool, and you can kind of see it there. I'm not going to go too far because they have quite a few cameras. You can hear the fountain in the back, but let's get over to some more celebrities. Next house I've done a video on just solely on him out here in the Palm Springs area. So he came out here because Buddy Holly's dad told him to come out and record an album, and also introduced him to Frank Sinatra. The heart of a sinner man. Is no other than Triny Lopez, If I Had a Hammer. Now, Triny lived out here for years, and it looks like the house is still, well, maybe under construction. They have crepe paper up in the window. He lived here till he died. I believe it was 21 or 22. And he passed away during COVID, I believe, from pneumonia. But there's no sign out here that really shows, you know, how big of a part Triny was. And Triny was huge to the Palm Springs area. It's a beautiful house. If you want to see inside the house, check out my video. Look up on my channel with Triny Lopez. Yeah, this was his house. Looks like somebody's made their way in through that window, sadly. And it still has all the original windows, doors from when Triny was here. You can even see the peephole there with the dual doors right there that open up. It's a beautiful house inside. I mean, that's what's so cool about most of these houses, I think, are they look pretty low-key, and then you see inside and you're just blown away. A lot of the A-frame houses out here. I'm going to do a video coming up pretty soon of just A-frame houses in this area. But, alright, the home of none other than Triny Lopez. It's been 100 degrees out here, I've heard. On our next celebrity home that we found, it's Tony Martin and Sid Charisse. Now they were married for over 60 years, which is kind of cool. If you don't know Tony Martin, he was an American singer. Sid Charisse was a actress. She was in such movies as Singing in the Rain and tons of other old movies of that time. But we'll start with the plaque. And don't worry, the hedge is not so high where we cannot see, and we can walk over. 697 Camina Sur Vista, Las Palmas, 1958 they lived here. I didn't know Tony Martin, and I'm aware of who he is, but he was 98 years old. She passed away, Sid Charisse sadly passed away from a heart attack. This house is weird because I'm going to do, like I said, a video on A-frame homes, and it looks like they cut the A-frame off this and put that wall up. But everything else, for the most part, the points and the beams all look probably original to the date. Just done with a little TLC on them. That's Sid Charisse and Tony Martin. So next on our list is Sidney Sheldon. Now, Sidney Sheldon was a best-selling author for crime and thriller novels. Especially in, he passed away in 2007, but he was best known for his books through the 70s, and this is the outside of his, and luckily it looks like they're working on it right now. But some of his best novels were The Naked Face, Stranger in the Mirror, Bloodline, Rage of Angels, Windmills of God, and The Sands of Time. But author, if you're into books, this is all we can really show. It looks like they got the driveway redone, but this is Sidney Sheldon's home. Let's go find him more.
Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, you know, they ask you questions like, well, just an example, what do you wear to bed?
Now, our next home behind us has the, well, very suitable pink mailbox. This was where supposedly Norma Jean was discovered out here in the Palm Springs area, lounging poolside. Now, she didn't own this house. This is a very easy house to find. And we're on Rose Street. I believe it's, yes, 1326 Rose. And I don't know how much we can show, but it looks like it's been redone. And I don't know if it's currently owned or if it's rented out. I would love to know that, because I did see back in the day that it was, I thought it was an Airbnb. But I'll just walk up here real quick and kind of show the spires and the original doors. It's kind of cool walking in history, knowing that Marilyn Monroe, Norma Jean, would have been staying here. Now, her house she did own in Hollywood, I believe that was getting demolished. But like Dean Martin's mailbox that they sadly stole around the block here, and the Elvis house is just, the honeymoon house is very close proximity to here. It's still located, but you know what? There's a lot of mail in that box. So maybe I could just walk up to the door here and kind of take a peek. These stairs obviously weren't here. Oh, wow. So, I believe it is a rental. Look at the little hand charm up there. And you can see in, sort of, back to the small pool area. It's a lot of light. The pool all looks the same from what I can see. Maybe the tiles too. But the kitchen area is open and definitely the original doors. I wonder if that hand knocker was there. That is a really cool little knocker for the door. And it has a keypad, so it makes me believe it might be available for rentals. Marilyn Monroe.
You wear pajama tops, the bottoms of the pajamas are a nightgown, or so I say Chanel number 5.
This next house is kind of mind-blowing to me because I've made this turn so many times going to houses in the old Las Palmas area. And I've seen this house so many times and I had no idea who lived here. That is so crazy to me. We're now at the house on 591 North Potencio, and it's George Hamilton's house.
I'm starving.
I'm going to have you find the truth out about this man one way or the other, Cindy. Sleepier and sleepier.
Do not teach your grandmother how to suck eggs, Rosenberg. It is you who's getting sleep.
I asked this house so many freaking times, and I had no clue, but look at this. Here is the house. Isn't that something? Into the rocks. Right around this corner. Now, George Hamilton, I know you remember from Zorro the Gay Blade or Love at First Bite. He's also in Where the Boys Are, Evel Knievel, The Godfather Part 3. He's been, you know who George Hamilton is. I'll probably include something. But this was his house overlooking all the houses. He's got a statue there with a gentleman burying everything. I believe George Hamilton is still alive. Is he? George Hamilton is currently 85 years old. It looks like they're getting some new cameras put in. Deliveries. Please gently place all deliveries on the shortened wall. Got a fountain there and a bunch of new security lights. Even all this stuff looks quite old that he has in his little courtyard. Wow, look at this. Got chess pieces. How great is that? That is so cool. I know, everything is cool to me. I say it quite often. Oh, look at that. Looks like a Japanese samurai swordsman. And the cherubs on these fountains. I wonder if he does still, in fact, own this place, or those were just left behind.
Soon you will be under my power.
Look it, I can't stand much more of this competitive macho shit, you guys. I'm warning you.
Sleepier and sleepier, Count.
Drowsier and drowsier, Rosenberg.
So if you know Palm Springs at all, you know where I'm at. But we're on the corner of North Potencio and Crescent. And I just want to walk around because you can see through. Look at this. I'm going to go through the bushes. Kind of inside there. More artwork. I'm going to see if I can hopefully show you guys some more from this side because the brush is quite high. I am not going to be able to see over that. But we might be able to see down this street and then back.
Sleep by now.
No, you are.
No, you are.
You are.
No, you are.
I'm going home.
I am able to show the pool area here. Looks like they have a little pool house there too. Lots of these, I guess they're magnificent statues. Quite interesting. I guess you're never alone here. You always have a statue with you. Which is kind of cool. All right, George Hamilton's house.
Are you gentlemen?
There are no shortages shortages of houses of celebrities of the past and present in any of these areas. Today I did just the Las Palmas area. I think maybe I'll do one more because it's right around this corner, and I've done it before. I might as well show you a famous Rat Pack member that lived there, just because it is so close, and why not just throw it in. But if you know any places that I should check out, usually, well, I throw in a bunch. This was a impromptu trip, so just wanted to put one together. Some houses I haven't hit yet. Otherwise, I kind of have my path laid out. But with that being said, please like this video. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. And I will see you next time. One more thing. If you know any houses here that I should check out, I know I'll go back to the movie colony. Those ones are a little bit easier to see because once you get into the old Las Palmas, a lot of them are lots of grown up trees and hedges and walls. The walls didn't grow up, but everything else did. But with that being said, like the old movie colony is a little bit easier to see the houses that you're looking for. So, one more look. This is George. Man, I've passed this house so many times. He really likes his statues, that's for sure. This house is currently being lived in. 444. Right around the corner from George Hamilton is the home of Sammy Davis Jr. I would just give you guys one more shot. I know I've shown this before. I've done all the Rat Pack out here, shown all their homes. Sinatra, Martin. I think I even did Peter Lawford on that one, but these are very easy to find. And just to show you the juxtaposition, those weird looking things up there, right below it, that is George Hamilton's here. And Sammy, right here. I'm a huge Rat Pack Sinatra fan. So I've been here many, many of times. He was right there. What the heck? Alright. Enough with the houses. We're moving on. If you ever want to see this house, follow the fours. May the fours be with you.